RingIQ.tv. We're here with two-time world champion, two-weight world champion, Badou Jack, the Ripper. How you doing, Badou? You all good?
Great. How you doing?
All good, thank you. So you've been out here in the UK for a week or so now. So obviously you've been visiting various gyms and stuff. It was good what you've done today with the kids, etc. as well. How's your experience been here in the UK so far?
To be honest, they show me more love here in the UK than anywhere else, even in my home country, even in the States. Almost, yeah. You guys got the best boxing fans. That's why.
Well, that's what they say.
Yeah.
How about Sweden? How often do you visit Sweden?
I try to go back like once or twice a year.
Okay.
I've been back there lately a little more.
And what's the reception like there? Because I've never really known like what the sort of boxing sort of culture is out there and stuff. Are people big into their boxing out there?
They're not big into boxing, but I'm getting bigger and bigger there, obviously. So they show me more love for each fight.
One thing we were talking about earlier was the Badou Jack Foundation, which is something you recently launched. So is it okay for our fans if you just like talk a bit more in depth into that, what we're doing with that?
So we started the Badou Jack Foundation a couple of months ago, and our mission is to give kids all around the world a fighting chance in life. So my other company, Ripper Nutrition, is going to make protein or like meal replacement shakes for them, for the kids, so they can survive. So all the kids in a Syrian refugee camp in Jordan, all the kids in the camp is going to get one. So for each day they can survive.
It's a great thing to do. Is there a sort of like a link or a website we can sort of give out to our fans and if there's anywhere we can sort of follow or support?
At Badou Jack Foundation right now. So we're working on a website. We're going to start the crowdfunding in October. So we're working on everything right now.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll share the link after when we put this video out as well. So just a bit about yourself, Badou. Like obviously growing up in Sweden, as we just mentioned earlier, not much of a boxing country. How did you get into boxing, and what strides did you make to get yourself over into Vegas?
I always liked to fight, and a friend brought me to the boxing gym, and I've been training hard ever since that day. That was 18 years ago or something, right? I'm about to be 35 now. I'm trying to do my math. In 2001, I was 18 years old.
Okay, that's when you got into boxing. And how old were you when you moved out of Sweden? Moved over to USA?
It was 26, 27, I think. Okay. It was 8 years ago.
So you mentioned earlier that Shannon Briggs was the first point of contact, so he actually scouted you out. Obviously he got in contact with you when you were in Sweden. And then talk about the journey from there. How did you go from Shannon Briggs and join up with the Mayweather promotion?
So he at my third fight, I think it was, he discovered me in Sweden. We became good friends. I moved to his house, started training in Miami, and waiting for my work visa and all the promoter stuff. So I moved back to Sweden for a couple of months, and then Shannon's promotional company didn't really work out. His partner, they released all the fighters and stuff. So they asked me if I want to move to Vegas instead. So I moved to Vegas and I signed with Lou DiBella and Warriors Boxing. I was with them for a year and a half, I think, and then I was training at Floyd's gym. Floyd saw me, he liked me, and he bought me out of that contract, and the rest is history.
What was that first conversation with Floyd? Did he just approach you, or was it just a case of third party getting involved? How did that happen?
No, he just saw me spar, and it was in front of, that's the time when he was with HBO. So HBO 24/7 was there filming, 50 Cent was there, it was a big show, and I sparred with Andre Dirrell actually. And they didn't know me back then, and then I did good. I had my own, and after that, Floyd liked me.
Well, that's saying time, because as they always say in Floyd's gym, they call it the Doghouse, the strongest survive, you know, so you must have done something good that day.
Yep.
So obviously you've made some great strides within your career, two-weight world champion now. I've watched numerous of your recent fights in particular. My friends actually say you're the most unluckiest fighter out there with some of the decisions that have gone, I wouldn't say against you, but with draws, etc. That that you should have probably come out on top of. Going back on some of those fights, if you could have a rematch with any one of them, and on Stevenson, James Degale, Lucien Boutte, which one would you want to take?
I mean, James Degale rematch would be great, but
we're talking 175.
That one, the Stevenson fight, that's the one I want the most. That was the closest one out of them. Even though I thought I clearly won, but it was still closer than the Degale fight. Degale, I would love that fight, but I don't think he's going to come to light heavyweight. And he's pretty much, I wouldn't say pretty much done, but I think he's seen his best days. So I don't think he's going to come. If he comes up, if you want to fight at 175, let's make it happen. But yes, Adonis Stevenson, that's the fight I want.
Okay, and with that Adonis Stevenson fight, obviously that was your most previous fight. If there was another minute or two left in that fight, it's clear to see that Adonis Stevenson was out on his feet. Is that something you're going to take into, a potential rematch with him? Maybe start a bit earlier, or sort of put the foot on the gas from?
Yeah, definitely. You can. The judges ain't gonna do me no favors no more. So you gotta. I don't know if I gotta change my style or whatever. You gotta knock him out. Then you can't be robbed. So I mean, it's easier said than done, but that's what you gotta. I almost had him. So just gotta start a little earlier, maybe.
Yeah, and just for other fighters out there that are looking to make the transition, moving up weight classes, how what did you have to put yourself through to make that jump from 168 pounds to 175 pounds?
Not much. I'm a natural light heavyweight, so it was just I had to stop cutting that much weight. I still have to cut a lot of weight, but not as much. So yeah, I mean, I move up to another weight class too, no problem.
Did you think maybe in your last few fights in the super middleweight division it was probably having an effect on some of your stamina going into the middle or later rounds?
Not really stamina, more like energy and more like my power and everything. Like if I fought Degale at 175, I promise you he wouldn't last 12 rounds.
Okay, maybe you'll knock out a few more teeth at light heavyweight. So, as we mentioned earlier, you've accomplished a lot as a fighter, two-weight world champion, super middleweight, light heavyweight. What are your future goals? Where would you want to go from here? As you're saying, you're pushing 35 as well, so you've probably got a few years left, at the top. What would you want to achieve before, you call it a day?
I want to try to unify the light heavyweight division, get another belt, make money, take care of my family, and maybe even move up to cruiserweight.
Is cruiserweight an option as well? Freeweight world champion. It is. And just the latest, so obviously Eddie Hearn's sort of made a mark in the USA at the moment, where he signed a massive deal with DAZN, channel DAZN. He's signing numerous fighters. What do you think that's going to do to America, the sport in America as a whole? Do you reckon there's going to be any sort of major changes, or?
I mean, he's a good promoter. He promotes fighters good. See what he did with Anthony Joshua. So obviously he's doing something right, but I don't know how this DAZN, whatever that thing, that network thing works. I don't know. So I mean, good luck to them.
Yeah, usually it's just a different game out in the USA to the UK. So it'll be interesting to see if he can adapt to what he's done out here. The marketing he's put behind some of his major stars here, and see if he can actually implement that with some of the fighters he's got out in the USA. So just a quick one, talking about the current scene as a whole at the moment. So we know obviously the heavyweight scene is really popping off at the moment. Potential talks of a major fight between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury as well. Where your personal opinion, who you believe is the current best heavyweight out there? And if that fight was to happen, who would you see winning?
Out of Wilder and Fury?
Yeah.
I mean, Wilder, he punched really hard and he's been active. Fury had a few years off. Fury is a better boxer, definitely. He can outbox him maybe, but Wilder can knock him out too. So it's a good fight. It's two of the best, So anything can happen in boxing.
And do you reckon the time that Tyson Fury's had out, he's been out for nearly 2 years, let's be honest, you don't live the healthiest lifestyle when he's, not active. Do you reckon that'll play a massive part in potential?
Yeah, it could. He could pay a price for it, but who knows? Some people, they come back stronger after having a little break. You never know.
Yeah. And just going back on yourself, so you mentioned that you're sort of looking to make a comeback in the ring, sort of the later part of this year, so potentially October, November. Are there any sort of names or anything you're sort of working on, anything in the pipeline at the moment, or is it sort of open at the moment?
No, it's open right now. So I mean, Stevenson got a fight. I want to rematch with Stevenson, of course. That's the first fight I want.
Yeah.
But if I can't get that one, I'll fight any one of the other champions.